Welcome to round 1 of the Lords of Rollocalypse, in partnership with Gemhammer & Sons' new Kickstarter, Rollock's Guide to Violence. We will be playing against another team today. We're competing against Band of Badgers for bragging rights and progression to the next round. They're live right now as well. Check them out. The stream is brought to you in collaboration with Level Up Dice. And with that, we'll get this show on the road. Good evening and welcome. We're the Penance RPG team. You can find most of us at Penance RPG. You can find Eden at usually assisting with Pretending with Dice. We are on Twitch. Some of us even in our own rights. And Penance RPG is a podcast as well as a Twitch stream. Pretending with Dice is a podcast and isn't a Twitch stream, but Eden streams usually Clone Hero, which is always good for a laugh. Let's have the players introduce themselves, please, starting with Aria.
Hello, I'm Dragon. I'm a founding member of Penance RPG, and it's probably me you're actually going to come across if you're on social media or interacting with us. Tonight, I am playing Ari A. She is a Aasimar ranger. She is fairly tall, with light brown hair, green eyes, and silvery grey scale mail covering her. For weapons, she has a longbow and a short sword.
Okay. And Jack?
Hi, I'm Amy. I play Jack. I'm also a member of Penance RPG. And you also might hear me on Pretending on Dice as well for a few guest spots. I'm playing Jack, who is a little gnome. They're quite a happy-go-lucky little gnome. They're quite excited about being all part of a team and generally just excited to just go around on the little adventures. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what this God of Violence has in store for us.
Thank you. And Silic?
Okay, I'm Eden, as mentioned. I'm playing Silic, a total paladin. He's totally awesome, and you can hate me for that if you like.
We do.
He's quite stoic and a bit of a true believer in the faith, I suppose. That's probably the best way to get his character across. Yeah.
Thank you. And our guest this evening, Malik's there.
How's it going? My name is Ian. I'm filling in today. My character is Malixar, or Mal, who's a divine soul sorcerer tiefling. He's quite tall, skinny, with a kind of cruel look to his face, but he's generally just here to have a good time. As far as weapons go, he has the twin powers of sorcery and divine magic on his side.
And if that isn't enough, heavens help you all.
I have a stick somewhere if that doesn't work, but
it's useful to have one on hand. So, our players arrayed.
Hello.
You have been brought from your regular time and space in the wilds of the back beyond into a realm you do not recognize. You've been brought cautiously across the plains, and you find yourselves in the center of a grand arena populated with thousands of cheering humanoid figures, all chanting, "Rollock, Rollock." A grand dais before you stands Rollock himself, the god of violence, wielding a massive double-headed axe. He acknowledges your presence and that of the other team arrayed beside you. So you're having been greeted by Rollock himself. You're transported to a small platform with a large heavy curtain in front of you. You can see a golden chest before you, and from the other side of the curtain you can hear the cheering and chanting of hundreds of people.
Well, this is a little ominous.
I don't know how we got here. How did we get here?
Quite.
I'm a little more
Looking
worried about
around.
how we get back out.
I mean, he's a big fella, isn't he?
Yes.
I mean, I've never been dragged before a god before, but I can only assume if we give him a good show, he might send us home.
This is not any god that I would worship, that's for sure, but if we must prostrate ourselves before him, then very well.
I wonder if the circle know about this.
Well, they'll know soon enough, upon our return. Victorious, of course.
Well, we better be. Otherwise, we won't be telling them any stories.
Of course we'll be victorious. It will all work out fine.
I have faith in us.
I certainly have faith, but we'll see if it lies with us.
Oh, come on, Mr. Tiefling, sir. Can't have that.
Yes,
Well, I think positive.
no negativity around here. We're powerful together. The circle will protect us.
We'll sing a nice hymn, and that'll boost our morale.
Does anyone know any good ones?
All things bright and blue.
Oh, no, that's the dreary one. We don't want the dreary one. Onward, circle soldiers, marching off to war. There we go. Come on.
There we go.
Have to admit, I'm trying to not attract that god's attention too much yet.
Oh, you might be right about that.
Can we peek behind the curtain? Can I possibly poke my head and have a little eye outside?
You absolutely can. You can see that there is a ramp in front of you. And then at the bottom of the ramp is a large, slightly off-square wrestling ring. Surrounding it is a row of stands filled with hundreds of the burly, animated humanoids that you saw a moment ago, shouting, chanting, stamping their feet.
When you say wrestling ring, are we talking with the ropes and the
Yep.
turnbuckles and everything?
Yes,
Just have
a fully fitted wrestling ring.
Okay. You won't quite believe this strange arena that they've built out there. This squared circle of sorts.
Jack's going to put their head out as well and be like, this is a bit fancy.
They've got quite a good crowd, though.
I mean, they
Have
seem
to be-
involved.
Have to make sure we put on a good show.
Arya is very unsettled by all of
Jack's a
this.
little worried. Jack's a little worried.
Like, So we need to not only win, we need to win them over at the same time.
We have to be entertaining. That's what we have to be.
Oh, so all the things that we were told to never do when we were in training.
Yep.
Okay, then. That's fine. I'm sure we
Don't
can
worry about
remember
it.
some of the things we used to get up to.
Clearly, you've all had the wrong trainers. You've never been in front of a baying crowd of drunks pit fighting. No?
The circle would never sanction such things.
Certainly not.
Only at the correct time. And even then, it's only for an hour on a Saturday.
And they're not drunk.
Yeah.
Because the idea isn't for people to actually get hurt. It might happen, but that's not the point of it.
I mean, all that would happen was that you'd have a really big sugar rush and be really hyper.
Yes. I can't say I ever partook in such things, always watching from the sidelines while the fools ran around.
Oh no, I was so much involved. So much involved. It's my job. It was the best hour of my life.
I have to say, Jack, that does not surprise me very much.
No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't.
Well, the less said about my involvement in drunken boxing rings, the better then. You know, someone has to make money off it.
Yep, we know you.
Oh dear. That's a bit sad, a betting against your fellow man. Well, tiefling. Well,
So it's only sad if you lose.
I suppose.
It's fine. It's not the winning, it's the taking part. At least
So
at
how-
home.
It's
So
not
how
the
do-
winning, it's the taking home the winnings that counts.
So how do you reckon we get involved in this then? Do we just march up to an official and just go, "Hi, we'd like to partake in your little thing"?
I mean, I do have an idea, although I might need some of you to help me out with it.
Okay.
They want entertainment, right?
Yes.
Right.
So surely our best way is to put our best foot forward.
Of course.
When we walk
Uh-huh.
out, I will introduce each of us. You'll have to give me a good nickname though. That seems to, they want something snappy, you know, something they can easily remember. They can
How about
emblazon it on
Mal T?
pennants.
How about Mal T?
Okay.
Because
It's a
you're
good
Mal
start.
and you're a tiefling.
Interesting wordplay.
I mean, I don't try to be really good at this. I just come to I just kind of just say what the first thing that comes into my head. It works so
Sometimes
it
that's
works
the
so well.
best.
Well, where do your specialties lie? Perhaps there would be an apt name based on your abilities.
Oh, this is true.
I'll have to think about that. I want each of you to give me your own nickname. Tell me something quick, punchy, something that's really going to set their brains on fire.
Oh, I'm not good at this. I'm good for everybody else, but not myself.
I'm a rather simple man in that respect. I'm simply Silic.
Okay. Why don't we go for the Terror Turtle? We have... let me think. The Angel of Death for Arazamar. And the Far From Home Gnome.
I like that one.
That's actually quite good. Actually, because we are far from home, and I am a gnome, and it rhymes. I like it.
And for you?
I want something nice and imposing. Malixire, Lord of Fire, definitely has a nice ring to it.
Quite grandiose.
Oh, of course, we can't be showing any weakness out here, can we?
Well, if you intend to lead us into battle, then of course. We should put you up front and center, and I will certainly back you. He gives him a hearty slap on the back.
I'll certainly lead you in. I'll certainly lead you into battle. Once we're in battle, I can't promise anything.
I mean, that's not
Takes
exactly
a step
reassuring.
back away from him after that. Well, I guess. And he looks to the rest of the team. Well, I guess we'll do the best we can as a team.
Don't worry, Silic. We've got your back.
Yeah. You could count on us at least.
Good.
I'll just double check because I have thaumaturgy as a cantrip. I can enhance the volume of my voice several times over. Would that be enough to make me heard by the crowd?
It certainly would. Are you going to make your entrance without investigating the golden chest in front of you?
Oh, no. I think I'll be having a wee look in there first.
Yes. Let's all crowd around it and see what's inside.
If there's a selection of hats, Jack is going to be so happy.
There are 4 unusual pieces of clothing
Hmm.
and 2
Okay.
small vials you recognize immediately as a standard potion of healing.
Mm.
Okay.
The clothing, there's a mask with green and white flashes across it.
Hmm.
There are a pair of gloves in a deep grey with green stripes around the knuckles. There is some sort of possibly a body outfit. It's brightly coloured, stretchy. There are a similar material, a pair of long, very colourful pants. If anyone would like to take any of the items from the chest, please do so.
I'll take the mask.
Okay.
Can I reasonably wear the gloves, considering I've got claws?
You can, but it would prevent you from using your claws.
Okay.
I think Silic needs the mask. I'm
Oh.
not sure if the pants or the whole
That's
even if it is
true.
a stretchy outfit, it's going to struggle with a turtle shell.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
okay.
clothes will
Although that
fit
would be
me.
Is it a full
entertaining.
face thing, like a luchador
Yep.
mask?
Yes, exactly that.
Then we'll give that to you. Hopefully you can
Okay,
elbow
okay.
drop someone.
Would the full bodysuit impair either my armor or my dexterity?
No, but you would need to shed your armor temporarily to put it on.
Mm.
You have time. You have time to put your armor on again afterwards.
Okay, I'll do that. We'll see what that does.
So that leaves the gloves and the very colourful trousers.
Yep.
I don't think is any of this going to fit Jack though.
It
It
might
should
shrink
do.
to fit you when you
Yeah.
put
Oh,
it
it might
on.
shrink too.
Mhm.
Oh, Jack's going to go for the colourful pants then. Just because they make him smile.
Fancy
All
pants.
right.
Fancy pants.
Then it looks like I'm taking the gloves.
Does indeed.
Will they impede my spell casting?
Nope.
Nope. Good. Then we're settled.
Okay. And where are the potions going?
Now, ideally, we could either give them to our 2 squishiest members, which might be me and the rogue, or we can give them both to the rogue and hope that they will be able to use their, speed and dexterity to get around the battlefield and force feed them to people when they pass out.
Jack's okay with this plan. I'll keep them safe.
Yeah.
I'm very quick and little.
Spread them between the squishy characters, I think, is the best option.
Yep.
Okay.
I would go with that.
Okay, then that means 1 for me and 1 for the gnome.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. The effect of the unusual garb that you've proceeded to don. Silic, you will gain advantage on unarmed strikes and grapple checks. You'll also gain +1 to all performance checks.
Okie doke.
Malixire,
Mhm.
your gloves grant you proficiency with unarmed strikes, and they will do an additional 2d4 damage.
Okay.
Also, every time you're hit by a melee attack, you'll gain temporary hit points equal to your Constitution modifier, but you will be hit more easily while you have those temporary hit points. attacks against you will have advantage.
Okay. Fingers crossed I won't need to use that.
Harry R. You will gain advantage on unarmed strikes and grapple checks. And if you successfully grapple a hostile creature, you can react to lean back, throw the creature over your head into the ground, causing it some damage, and you will both fall prone.
Okay.
Jack, your glorious nude pants allow you to use your reaction to jump from a height of 5 feet or higher to strike a creature below you. They will have the opportunity to dodge, and one of you will take damage, depending whether they dodge or not.
Okay.
Use these powers wisely. Or not at all. That's your decision to make.
Okay.
Are you ready to begin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alex got his mask on, kind of pulling it tight.
Make your entrance.
All right, now, what we'll need, I will head out first, and I'll introduce each of you. I want you to come out and give us an excellent pose. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Then I will cast Thaumaturgy. Do a little bit of, psyching myself up. And then I will burst forward through the curtain. Let off a firebolt into the air. And say, ladies and gentlemen, tonight you will witness a spectacle of combat previously unseen in these lands. I will bring our first combatant, the gnome who's far from home, and I click my fingers and point.
Jack's just going to slide out on his knees and just be like, ta-da! Hello, I am Jack, the gnome far from home. And then walk down the ramp.
And for one night only, you will get to witness the spectacle of an angel of death descend upon this arena.
Arya walks out holding her longbow high in one hand and with the other gesturing round the crowd. And then walks down the ramp.
And bringing up the rear, we have the steel wall of defense, the turtle of terror.
Silic blasts the curtains back and proudly stomps out and gives a strong pose like that. Flexes and then starts jogging down the runway towards the ring.
And of course, one cannot forget me, Malixire, Lord of Fire. Is there any response from the crowd?
The crowd are baying and cheering in support of your efforts as you move down the ramp towards the center of the ring.
Excellent.
You climb in the ring without incident. And with a slight lull in the crowd's noise, there's suddenly a blast of loud music and explosions up and down the length of the ramp. There's a huge figure stands before you, struts down the ramp, acknowledging the plaudits of all those around him. The crowd going absolutely wild for their obvious hero. He leaps into the ring, stands before you. Face me in the ring if you dare. The gladiator Rollock is unbeatable with my fans to back me up.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Yes, we certainly dare.
You will indeed. And with that, we will set initiative. I'll ask for them. Silic.
Okie doke. So D20, yep.
Yep.
Okay, I've got 15.
Jack.
6.
Alexia.
18.
Aria.
18.
Interesting.
That's never a good response.
No, that's never a good response.
That's fine. Ties are always fun. Okay. With that set, we'll have our first test for the crowd. We'll have a group performance check. So everybody give me a performance test, please.
Just a straight D20.
D20 plus your performance modifier, which is none for you. Yes, Jack.
And
Okay.
someone
Your
has
target-
advantage.
Oh,
No, Silic has +1.
Yes,
Okay.
I
That's
just
what it
rolled.
is.
Your
for-
target number is 18.
Oh,
I only
Oh.
need to know how many passed we got.
not me.
Didn't happen.
Oh,
yep. Nope, none of us.
Excellent. That's what I thought.
Thanks, you have such faith.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. 18 was
Don't use,
challenging.
don't use your Bruce Almighty things in here.
However, the first on their toes is the gladiator.
Hmm.
He leaps in the air to the cheers of the crowd and slams down, knocking you all prone.
Hmm.
If you wish to move this round, you'll need to stand up first, using half your movement. Gladiator stands back from you and laughs. Malixire.
I will get to my feet, step back a little bit, use whatever remaining of my, I think it's 15 feet I'll to have of my movement at that point. So take a bit back, and then I'm going to attempt to give him a firebolt. Let's see how we do.
Indeed.
Okay, so it's a 19. Does that hit?
Yep, your 19 is hit.
Hey! And it does a grand total of 11 damage.
You char him somewhat as your bolt strikes his flamboyant outfit. He looks disgruntled, but not desperately harmed.
Okay. That should be fine. At the very least, we know that he can be hurt by fire. That's a good start.
Indeed. And Aria?
I will start by using my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the on Rolock.
Mm-hmm. And the gladiator.
Yes, on the gladiator, and he's quite close to shoot with a longbow.
He's very close while you're prone.
Yes, I'm going to stand up
Mm-hmm.
after casting Hunter's Mark, and then I'm going to shoot with my longbow.
Okay.
Natural 20.
That will hit.
I'm glad to hear that. That's definitely encouraging. Okay, so that is an extra d6. Seven, 8 damage.
That is certainly sufficient to hit him for the moment. Your arrow strikes true, but he rips it straight back out of his arm with a grimace.
That's really silly. That's just going to let him bleed more.
Well, the crowd wants to see some blood, so
He drops
It's
his shield
entertainment.
down in front of him, bracing against you, goading you to attack him again. Silic.
Okay. I'm going to get to my feet, and then I'm going to. I'm going to take an attack. I'm going to go straight up to him and just take a swing. I don't know. Feeling imbued. Do I have a sense? Is it fair to say with the mask on, I can feel that like there's a sense of like if I take a swing, it's a good idea. I just want for flavor.
You feel like you're probably you feel like you are more powerful, certainly.
Okay, so yeah, feeling that way, he runs up and just takes a full-on haymaker swing.
Okay.
So, that's unarmed. So, just rolled a 17.
Yeah. So you have advantage. So you get to roll a second d20 and take the highest.
And a 14, so 17.
Although your strike is accurate, it is deflected easily by the shield he placed in front of him. Your claws skitter off its surface without any further incident. And he laughs deep and long.
I would like to try and, because I've attacked, take a action and shove him.
Yep.
And yep, knock him back.
So where are we? Shove. Yep. So shove is contested. So make me a strength check, please.
Okay, that's a 14.
Okay. You try to shove him, but his stance is too firm. And he resists the push from you. Okay, and next up we have Jack. Get to attempt something, if you so wish.
Jack would like to jump up and try and get behind our dear little big gladiator, and clip him with his daggers in the back of the ankles.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan.
14.
Unfortunately,
No.
though your aim is accurate, your daggers don't make enough of an impact through his outfit to give him the slightest pause for thought.
Oh, darn it.
The gladiator himself will strike back. Silic. He will strike at you with his shield,
Okay.
attempting to knock you from your feet. His aim is accurate. He catches you quite promptly, right in the face with his shield. So you will take 7 points of damage as the edge of the shield slices into you. And you are staggered by his strike. You make me a strength test to keep your footing.
18.
You manage to resist the backwards force from his blow, and you hold your ground.
Oh, how's the mask doing if that was the face that got cut?
The mask is unaffected.
Okay.
He will follow that by striking again at you with the spear in his other hand. His aim is not true. He aims for where you would have been if he'd pushed you back sufficiently, and it skitters harmlessly off the edge of your shell. Enraged by this, he tries to catch you with the back of it on the return swing. But his efforts are in vain. You manage to evade his blows. A roar from beside the ring reveals two blood brothers who've broken from the crowd and are climbing in to attack you. The first one, Jack, at your heels, almost as if reversing your attack upon their gladiator, strikes exceedingly true.
I
Yes.
would like to use Uncanny Dodge.
I think now is a good time to use Uncanny Dodge.
yes, it is.
Natural 20s are never a fun thing to receive. The mace strikes accurately at you. Your Uncanny Dodge reduces the damage you take down to 2 hit points.
Okay.
It tries for a second swing at you, but misses completely. Over-eager in its enthusiasm at its first hit. The other emerges under the ropes and tries to make a grab at the leg of Malakshire, but it's entirely incapable of doing so. It flails wildly at you. Instead, draws its mace and waves that impotently in your face instead. They've achieved absolutely nothing of any import.
Okay.
Brings us back to the roar of the crowd. The gladiator urges his fans to support him, raising his arms. Your target for your enthusiasm in response is 10. Can you impel the crowd to support you?
No, I can't. I can't. I'm an 8.
Yes, I can.
I cannot.
10.
12.
2 is enough.
Hey, there we go. That's going to have to be a big Hulk Hogan style, like hand up to the ear.
The fans are impelled by your enthusiasm You spot a couple of them moving with purpose.
Mm.
This brings us back to Malixire. What will you do?
I am going to spend a sorcery point to use Quicken Spell, which will bring the firebolt that I'm about to cast at the fan who's right in front of me, trying to attack me, as a bonus action. So I'll do that one first. Just get my dice roller up. 23 to hit.
That will certainly hit. Your bolt strikes
Good,
true.
good. For 17 damage.
Erupts into flames, and all you can see is him trying to pat them out across himself.
Good. Then while he's distracted, I'll use my other action to cast Toll the Dead on our big gladiator. So he needs to make a wisdom save.
I believe, I'm just double checking, but I don't believe you're able to cast both in one turn.
If one is a quickened spell as a bonus action, and then a single action for Toll the Dead.
Is Toll the Dead a cantrip?
Oh, yes, it is.
Then you can cast it.
Ah, good. Okay, so our gladiator needs to make a DC 15 save.
One wisdom save. Not coming right up.
Ooh. And he... Oh,
He's
come on.
already wounded.
Which means that he takes 2d12, which I've managed to roll up as 3 whole damage.
Oh,
It all counts.
it all
all-
counts.
It all adds up.
A small and not very effective burst of energy from your fingertips at him. He's no more impressed with you, but he doesn't look overly concerned. That brings us to Arya.
Since I have Hunter's Mark on the gladiator,
Mm-hmm.
I might shoot the gladiator again instead of the fan. One of the
That
fans.
seems like a reasonable plan.
So non-natural 20.
Your aim is true.
$13 damage.
Have you added your extra D8 for Colossus Slayer?
Oh, no, I hadn't added the one for Colossus. I have all the
Those
dice to
dice
roll now.
rolled. All the dice.
20 in total.
That stings quite a lot.
Is he starting to look slightly less dismissive?
He's certainly looking like he thinks you might be a real threat.
You're not as confident about it now, are you?
Watch it, you're still under his feet.
I know. I know. But I'm little. You can.
Don't draw attention to yourself when you're squishy.
I'm little.
That's
Well, I am
excellent
an ant.
advice. Oh dear. Let me just double check. A minor detail. Yep. And don't forget as well that you have a second attack, because you are level 5.
Mm-hmm. Can I do the same again?
You can, but you won't get the additional D8.
Yeah,
That's
that's
one
fine.
per turn.
That's fine. I've still got an additional d6 from the Hunter's Mark. 19.
Your arrow strikes true again.
7 damage.
Okay. Looking somewhat worse for wear. Slightly less keen to just snap arrows straight back out of his arm. The gladiator turns slightly and gestures to the crowd, looking for their approval to aid him in this fight. The cloud respond with a mighty roar, and he looks empowered by it. Whether that will really help him or not is another question. But he can hope. Silic.
Okay. I'm going to start by casting Searing Smite, so that the next time that I swing, it's going to do some fire damage.
Yep.
And yeah, as I'm still in range, let's just take another swing. In fact, I'm going to take the War Pig off of Silic's back and take a swing with that this time.
That sounds like an excellent plan.
Ooh, helps if I don't throw my dice away. Okay,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was 16.
Your aim is true. Your pitch catches him square.
Good stuff. Okay, so 1d8 and then 1d6 for the fire damage. So 1d8 plus 3, that's 5, and 2 fire damage.
Your pitch is dented his confidence for sure.
Okie doke.
Don't forget you also have a second attack due to your extra attack feature.
Alright, just checking my options. Let's just do another attack. So we have got a 22 total.
You're certainly on target.
Right, so... And that's 4 damage.
He looks decidedly disgruntled, leaking from several wounds now. He snarls in response and slams his shield into you. But he's weakened by your strikes upon him, and although his shield hits you, it has no impact. Jack.
Seeing that the fans are right next to Jack, Jack is going to turn his attention to them and try and gut them like a fish. No, you don't get to slam into me.
Okay.
Oh, fuck off.
Aggressive gnome.
Aggressive and incapable.
Aggressive gnome that rolled a 1.
Oh,
You're too busy swearing at them to actually hit them.
I am admonishing them with my swearing.
But you do get, as with everyone else, 2 attacks whenever you take the attack action.
Yep, I'm going to still try and I'm going to admonish them by swearing at them and telling them off. And hello, cat. And try and gut them again. 12. No.
You hit, you strike true, make them sorry.
I will make them very sorry. Is that a 3d6 or a 2d6? I can't remember.
No,
1d6.
because you don't have
I don't have my
somebody
sneak
else
attack.
to help you
So
with
it's only
your
one-
sneak attack.
Yeah,
It's
so it's
just
only
1d6.
1d6 plus 2. So it's 6 altogether. 6 damage.
looked somewhat disgruntled with you. But doesn't seem overly perturbed. Okay, and that brings us round to the gladiator.
Mhm.
He's going to look sharply at Selleck.
Oh,
He's got you in your sights, boy.
wow. I did set him on fire. He's got to do a constitution throw to see if I
He
do fire
does.
damage to him.
You are correct. And I believe this his mighty constitution is not enough to save him from your fire.
Hey. And we do 6.
That's quite effective. He's scorching slightly as he moves towards you. He strikes out at you with his spear, growling under his breath. It is distracted by the flames, and although he stabs at you repeatedly with his spear, he only manages to connect with his final movement. Somewhat. That I feel is appropriate level of revenge for the grievous wounds that you've imposed upon him, Selleck, as he deals the maximum damage with his strike
Oh
of
no.
16.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Mighty blow. I've taken some knocks.
That was indeed a mighty blow, and you must now make a constitution save to maintain the fire upon his skin.
Okay, we've got a 14.
You're unmoved by his strike. Your fire remains in place.
Oh, it kind of shakes it off a little bit.
The fans, meanwhile, move to strike and swarm at you in an attempt to save their gladiator from this clearly unreasonable matchup.
Oh yeah, because never mind.
Because we're here by choice.
It's fine. We just need to win them over.
Malexar,
Mhm.
one strikes at you with a
Oh,
gleam
no.
in his eye and a natural 20.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ouch.
He manages to catch you awkwardly, but still
Mhm.
enough to hurt.
Okay.
You take 4 damage from him on that strike, and he swings with the reverse as he withdraws. He
Mhm.
misses you on that attempt.
Good. I was going to say, if he's withdrawn, I take it I can't use my reaction to use Hellish Rebuke.
You absolutely can Hellish Rebuke in response.
Ah, excellent.
Do it. Do it.
I've been waiting for a reason to use it. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So, use that as a reaction. Can the fan make a dexterity saving throw?
I very much doubt it. No, he cannot.
Excellent. That means he takes 8 damage.
Oof. Your rebuke strikes him fiercely, and he looks very much the worse for wear. He may be reconsidering his notion of what is a reasonable thing to do in his gladiator's defense.
I'll have to give him like a proper get the hell off me, like push back. But good.
The other, Jack, is still attempting to murder you slowly. Apparently, these fans are much better at connecting with their blows than the gladiator is.
Again, I'll just use uncanny dodge.
You should definitely uncanny dodge because again, this fan apparently has it in for you because that's another natural 20.
Partly so.
Oh.
No.
You manage to dodge the worst of it, and his mace strikes you. You take 4 points of damage, but that could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
And his reverse is also useless. And that brings us back up once again to the crowd. Encourage the crowd to support you as you will.
Okay.
Your target is 16.
18.
Nope.
Well done, Jack.
Only
Jack's-
Jack.
Only
Jack's
Jack.
admonishing. Jack's admonishing of the last time. It was like, no, that's rude.
Silic, were you successful?
No.
No. Oh dear.
Mhm.
Oh.
Your attempt at encouraging the crowd to support you over the gladiator backfires. The crowd are rampant in their adoration of the caped figure. You will all suffer -1 to your attacks and saving throws for the round.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
No.
All right.
Malixire.
Right. I'm going to have to start really putting on a show here. So I am going to use my movement to climb the turnbuckle.
Okay.
And how many fans are currently in the ring?
2.
Two and the gladiator?
The one near to you and the one that's by Jack.
Right. Then I'm going to use Scorching Ray, which will create 3 rays of fire. So 1 for each of the fans and 1 for the gladiator himself.
Okay.
Let's see if I can actually hit with any of them. So make a roll for each. Da-da-da. So we've got a 19, a 22, and a 26. Oh,
Yes.
-1. So 18. Almost forgot about that.
Yep.
So 18, 21, and 25.
They all hit.
Excellent.
Your rays are particularly accurate.
Good. I've been training with them. They should be. So that means that each of them take, let's see, for fan number 1, he takes 10 fire damage.
He screams as the fire engulfs him and crumples to the canvas.
Perfect. Fan number 2 takes 5 fire damage.
He makes much less noise and looks much less dead as a consequence.
And our gladiator takes 7 fire damage.
The gladiator is charring slowly through his costume, but remains largely unmoved in the face of your attack.
I'm going to give him a bit of the old, like, keep eyes on me. Like, well, I'm still up on the turnbuckle.
Okay. I think that is all you've got for the round, isn't it?
That is me.
The gladiator shouts again for the crowd to back his efforts against you. They respond once more with cheers of approval. He looks heartened and fortified by their adoration. If only a little bit fortified by their adoration. Oh yeah.
I look round at the crowd, really starting to wonder whether the crowd is actually managing to like heal him or give him a temporary boost. But as my longbow has done relatively well so far, I'm going to stick with attacks
Okay.
on the gladiator, not the fan.
As you like.
Well, the first one didn't go well.
Oh no!
I have a second attack. It's okay.
You do. Your first arrow was not too badly wasted.
11.
Oh no.
10, sorry. Yep, completely wasted.
Your arrow splinters on his shield.
Oh, well.
It was a good effort.
They were reasonable efforts. They were not as effective as they might have been.
Well, I can't
Well
cause massive damage every turn.
That's the way it goes, indeed. The gladiator glares over his shield at Silic, who is poised to strike. But before he can do so, he swings with his shield to try to knock you from your feet. He connects. The shield gouging into you as I drop dice on the floor. Shield lacerates you, dealing 9 points of damage.
Ugh.
And give me a strength check to hold your feet.
8.
You are taken from your feet. You're knocked to the floor. You'll start your turn prone.
Okay. Silic's kind of feeling some pain now. It's flat on his back. I suppose, yeah. I'll get up to my feet and... I'm going to attack once. In fact, where I've got the 2 attacks, I can take an extra action alongside that. Correct? Or not correct?
So when you strike, so when you take the attack action, you can take an additional attack during the spending of that action.
Right. Because I've got a... I'm kind of thinking I'm going to withdraw into my shell after the attack. So would it be 1 attack and then withdraw, or 2 attacks then withdraw?
No, that would be two actions, and you only get to do 1 action on your turn.
Oh, you're right. My apologies. Okay. Well, on that basis, then I'm just going to pop into the shell because Silic's hurting, and for a moment at least, he's going to withdraw, pop his arms and legs and head into his body, and his shell kind of tumbles to the ground.
Okay.
Oh, Mr.
You're-
Silic, sir.
That seems like a reasonably sensible plan to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us back around to Jack.
Jack's a little concerned. He wants to like go help poor Silic. And like, I've got a potion, but then he's got a fan right in front of him, and I'm like, do I stab you first and then go? Yeah, I'll stab you first.
Stab the fan through the potion.
Stab the first, stab the pan, stab the fan, not the pan. 19.
You stab the fan successfully. Sorry,
Wow.
Silic, can you give me a constitution save for your fire on the gladiator, please?
3.
Your fire was extinguished when he took you off your feet.
Oh dear.
Sorry, Jack.
No, that's fine. I've just
Your
dropped my
damage?
dice anyway. 4.
It all counts. You strike true. He looks a little bit less impressed than you might have thought. If you want to break away from him to go and apply potion to Silic,
Yes, I would.
you'll use your cunning action to spend your bonus action to disengage so that you're not struck as you move away.
Mhm.
And then you will be able to reach Silic to administer a potion.
Yes.
I suppose he kind of Silic pokes his beak out a little bit of his out of his
Here you
shell
go.
to imbibe the potion.
Here you go, Mr. Silic, sir. Are you okay?
Oh, the pain! The pain!
Oh, that'll make you feel a lot better. Don't worry. You'll
The
feel a lot
potion-
better.
The potion will restore 2d4 plus 2 hit points.
2d4 plus 2. Okay, right. So that's 1, 5. So 7 total.
Will leave you feeling a little bit better. The gladiator sneers down at Silic's shell, and Jack knelt beside it. Jack, unfortunately, is now the closest moving object in his line of sight.
Oh no. Just gonna look up and go, oh no. Oh shit.
He strikes down at you with his spear.
Uncanny dodge!
I mean, yes, every time you get hit is a good time to uncanny dodge. So you'll take 5 damage from his spear thrust.
5 damage. Okay. 28 hit points.
He stabs repeatedly at you. Your uncanny abilities will only help you occasionally.
I just like, oh no.
His strikes hit you true. Stabs down at you twice more for a total of 24 damage.
I have 4 hit points left.
Ow.
Jack's gonna sit down and just be like curling into a corner right now.
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
you can
pretend I'm
quite
dead.
fit under Silic's shell.
I'm gonna pretend I'm dead.
The fan that you stabbed and fled from looks up around the ring and spots the Aasimar standing off to one side with her bow. And he shouts, and is joined by 2 of his comrades. The 3 of them march across the ring, looking for a fight. They strike for you, but only the one who is already in the ring is able to actually make contact, injured though he may be. And his mace swings out at you and deals a total of 4 points of damage.
Okay.
They feel very confident, but they're not very capable. With that, we return once again to mustering the cloud in your favor.
Okay.
Your target this time out is 21.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Not even remotely.
We
Right.
need to start hitting better. If we do more damage, we seem to have lower need to please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say it's either more damage or, in
I got
theory,
19.
yeah, that's true.
I got 19 too.
But- Yeah.
I got 2.
I have a plan that will
So-
cause a lot of damage.
It's a good job. It's your turn next.
So,
Yeah.
I believe the gladiators proving to be capable of rousing a lot more support than you are between you a lot of the time.
Mhm.
You will keep the -1 penalty to your attacks and saving throws this round.
Grr.
Okay.
And yes, Malexire.
So, first thing, I'm going to burn another sorcery point and a 2nd level spell slot to cast a Quickened Cure Wounds on Jack.
Thank you.
So that's 2d8 healing.
Oh, and yay! I'm no longer dying.
Good.
That should be sorry, 2d8 plus 4.
Oh,
Oh, even better!
yes, it should.
Yay!
Which is quite a lot of the damage you took previously.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's a good start.
that takes
Sec-
me back up to 24.
Very good. Second, what is within 20 feet of the gladiator?
Uh-oh.
Approximately Jack, Silic, and one of the fans.
Okay. You know what? For once, I'm going to be smart and not use fireball
Hooray!
because our 2 wounded party members are there. But I am proficient with unarmed strikes now, and I'm on the top rope, so it
You
might
are
be time
still
for
on
a
the top
swan.
rope. You
Maybe
are
time
correct.
for a swanton bomb.
Do it!
I'm gonna throw my hands at the crowd, and then hurtle myself.
Give it the old.
So let's see. At the gladiator, I should say.
Okay.
Would that count as an unarmed strike? I'm gonna guess so.
If you're not using a weapon, it's an unarmed strike.
Doesn't matter how much of your body comes in contact.
As long as you've got some arms there, it's fine.
Oh, and yeah, I managed to roll an 8. Or I should say that's including my proficiency bonus. So yeah, no. No.
The gladiator looks somewhat startled as you attempt to cuddle him and slide off his shoulder down to your feet.
Mr. Mal, that's not how we do things. That's not the point.
Element of surprise.
Element of surprise doesn't include hugging.
Sure it does. Throws
The
them
element
off.
of surprise means a shield to Malaxia's face.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
Which strikes entirely true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And bludgeons you painfully
Mm-hmm.
for a maximum 12 damage.
Okay.
You give me a strength saving throw, please.
Oh god.
I'd really rather not.
That's what I like to hear. Roll it
That-
anyway.
No.
That's a 12.
no.
The shield
bad.
beats you off your feet in a shower of blood and teeth.
Yep.
And you're prone.
Excellent. I tried.
You did well. You did do well.
You've put yourself in perfect position to be curb stomped into oblivion.
Oh, I'm sure I have.
However, Arya has the opportunity to do something about the thugs in her face.
Yes. Yes, I do. Let me see. If they're right up in my face, then a longbow doesn't seem particularly viable.
The longbow's not going to help you at this range.
Yeah, they're too close. I'll smack them in the face and damage the bow, and they're not worth that. So I shall pull out my short sword.
Yep.
And try to run through the one that's already injured first.
That seems like a smart plan.
With 24.
That's an absolute hit.
Yep. And because they're already wounded, I get an extra d8.
Yes, you can use that there.
It's absolutely worth using. For 11 damage.
Your sword slices into him. He's still moving.
Well, I'll swing at him again. See if I can take him down this time.
He might learn his lesson.
It might put some of the others off from coming in to help. 17.
Hits true.
Okay. 5 damage.
He sways on his feet. He's still standing, snarling defiantly at you.
Araya roars back in his face as the end of her action.
The gladiator summons the abilities of the crowd to bolster his efforts once more. The crowd bay wildly for him.
Mm.
They are definitely favouring him so far, despite your best endeavours.
Mm.
And that brings us to Silic. Slightly less battered inside your shell.
Okay. Cynic pops an arm out and kind of thumps his fist a couple of times on the mat and then pops all of his limbs out and gets to his feet really quickly and casts, he uses Divine Smite at 2nd level and takes a swing. With the
Okay.
war pick specifically. So I got a 15.
15. Your war pick swings at him, but makes no physical contact.
Bums.
So which smite was it you added to that?
Divine Smite.
Okay. I believe that's on the next time you actually hit.
Yeah.
So your second attack may do the job for you.
Okie doke. So we've got a 16 this time.
That is sufficient. Your war pick catches him past his shield. Do as much damage as you like.
So the war pick itself is going to do 5 damage, and Divine Smite is going to do an 8 and 10 total.
Your unimpressed war pick of justice strikes very accurately. There's a definite clap of displeased deity about him. Shakes it slightly in response as he recovers from being thumped. Sorry, Atlanta.
Right?
Sure.
Okay.
Cool.
Brings us nicely to Jack.
Jack would like to get up because he can now, and try and dart behind our gladiator and stab him in the back of the legs because that's all I
Okay.
can reach right now.
Yeah. So if you
And
you disengage to be able to get behind him, and that's fine. And you will be able to sneak attack from there.
ha, and that's a 17.
Your 17 is accurate. How much damage can you do with a dagger and a spleen?
A lot, depending on it. And that's my 3d6, is it? Yeah.
Yep, that's your extra 3d6.
7. 3d6 plus how many? Plus 2. 13 damage.
He looks decidedly unimpressed. And roars defiantly.
That's for knocking me out, you prick.
brings us back to the gladiator, who looks around at the several very viable targets, but decides the one who is probably the most trouble to him is the crumpled form of the sorcerer at his feet. Stabs down at the prone figure.
Oh, I would like to. I could have possibly done this already. My apologies if I've not done this for somebody else, but I would like to use my shield to step in and impose disadvantage.
Okay. I'll need to check the fine detail on that very quickly.
It's a reaction.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. So that will. So your reaction will potentially deflect his first strike, but won't impair his additional strikes. It does indeed. You manage to catch your spear with the edge of your shield and push it away from the sorcerer. He recovers his aim and stabs down twice more. One of them strikes deep into you, and you take a frankly quite absurd 15 damage.
Oh,
I have a single hit point left.
oh
Yeah.
no.
Nobody who's watching this will believe I'm not tracking character hit points.
Oh, oh dear.
Ouch.
Okay.
So, with his wrath somewhat vented, we return finally to the fans in the ring. A very, very wobbly one attempts to strike for Arya. Misses. His companions move away from him, having seen quite how much devastation Arya can cause in response, and look for an easier target in the form of Jack.
Oh, you can fuck off.
Unfortunately for them, they're completely incapable of actually hitting something smaller than they are. Their maces fly over your head, almost colliding on the swing.
Being short for the win.
See,
with
all you
that-
folk with your long legs. Not
At the-
advantage enough.
And at this point, we'll take a short break. And we're back. And once again, the gladiator turns to the crowd, raises his arms in the air, and challenges them to support him over you. Let's have your performance check, please. Your target is a frankly ludicrous 22.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I got a 3.
Oh, that's 18.
Silic cannot perform at all.
I'm the guy
God
with
hates
all
him.
I'm the guy with all the charisma, and I managed to get 14.
20. Still somehow not enough.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. Yes. In principle, you can pass that because you do have enough between you, but it does require some very high rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll maintain your -1 on your attacks and saving throws.
Mhm.
And we are immediately back round to the crumpled and quite bloody form of Malixire. You're
Okay.
prone.
I am prone. I am almost dead. Is drinking a potion a bonus action or a regular action?
A bonus action, I believe.
Excellent. In that case, I am going to tan my potion of healing.
That'll be 2d4 plus 2.
Okay. And that gives me 5 hit points back.
It's generous.
Yep. Which would not be enough to survive getting hit. So I am going to use my movement to get as far away as possible, so 15 foot away. And then decisions. So I could just throw all of the scorching rays I have at this guy, or I could try and actually heal myself. I think I'm going to have to heal myself. So I'm going to use one of my 3rd level spell slots and use Cure Wounds on myself. I feel like that's not how this is meant to go. But
Needs must.
yep, so that's 3d8 plus 4. No, plus 12.
No, plus 4.
No, plus 4, yeah. So that is 17 hit points I get back. Ooh,
That's a little more respectable.
yeah, that's slightly better. Okay, so that is my turn.
Okay. The gladiator gestures to the crowd. They love him. He knows they love him. How much do they love him? The crowd respond with screams and chants, stamping of feet, waving of arms. He is bolstered and revitalized by their love for him. He turns back to face you with a snarl. Maria.
I still have a fan in front of me.
Afan. Swaying slowly on his feet.
The Asmar is getting really fed up at this point. So I'm going to swing for the fan with my short sword.
Okay. Can you hit
10.
him? 10. Your short sword slices through the air at the side of him. Perhaps if you weren't swaying so badly from your earlier attacks, you might have struck home.
That might have helped. Oh well, let's try that again. $21.
Your second attempt is much more accurate. And it turns out going for the body instead of for an arm is actually useful. Your short sword slides home, it wheezes, and falls from your blade to the ground. This is what happens when you find yourself on only 1 hit point, Malixire.
Ari lets out a cry of triumph and kicks the body to the side of the arena.
Works well. Silic.
Okay. How's Jack looking for health right now? Are you fairly healthy? I think you got fairly
I
well
got
restored.
I got
there, didn't you?
24. I'm up to 24 hit points.
Okay.
Not bad.
On that basis, then, and with nobody else close to hand, I'm going to do the classic, take a swing. But I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Searing Smite at level 2 to use my last second level spell slot.
Okay.
So let's take a roll and see if I hit the first one. We've got a 15.
Your first swing at him misses. He
Okay.
dances backwards from you.
And we've got an 11.
Your second attempt on him also misses. He laughs at you. Provided that you make any necessary concentration saves, that will still be in effect for the next time you do hit.
Okay.
But to attempt to put you off your game, he's going to strike back at you with his shield before Jack gets her action. His shield strikes home. Manages to angle it perfectly against you, sinking into your flesh for 12 damage.
Oh dear.
And you need to make a strength saving throw. And then a constitution saving throw.
Well, I got a 20 on the strength.
You managed to stay on your feet from him, at least.
And a 5.
But your concentration on your spell is broken. It will not affect anyone.
I am down to 5 health.
That's not very many health.
Mm-mm.
Jack.
Jack's still behind the gladiator, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. They're just gonna try and jump on their back with both daggers. And try and just be like, fuck it. You're getting backstabbed, mate. 20, unnatural 20.
You certainly have hit.
Sneak attack, sneak
You'll
attack.
you'll get your sneak attack just fine.
15.
15 is a decent chunk from him. You've certainly found a spleen there.
Squishy.
Has at
I
least
find the
3.
squishy part.
And you have your second attack on him.
Gonna try and jump and do both. Just climb up his back with my daggers. And that is also an unnatural 20.
It's a shame you don't get to sneak attack every time.
No. So that's only a 1d6 then. 1d6. Plus 2. It's 8.
Your dagger is accurate. He is very unimpressed. He growls and tries to move away from you without leaving himself open to further attack.
You can't really do that. I'm hanging on.
Unfortunately, you were not able to get a proper grasp on him.
Damn.
You'll have to continue to chase him across the ring. He's going to spin and try to strike back at you, using his shield to try to knock you away. But he misses you completely with his shield as he turns. He tries to stabilize his footing and hit you again. He strikes much more accurately with his shield this time.
Oh no. Uncanny dodge.
I am quite impressed with how many times I've rolled a natural 20 this evening. It doesn't normally happen.
Oof.
I should have pinched his dice.
And then my backup dice at that. So his shield strikes you, Jack, for
no.
17 damage. And you need to make me a strength test to keep your footing. If you're still
what-
conscious.
If I'm still conscious, what is my strength? Oh God, that is a 13 for my strength.
The shield takes you off your feet and you fly backwards a little, collapsing prone. He glances around and spots Arya and flings his spear at you. It sails over your head into the side of the arena. The fans move to attempt to back him up. They are woefully inept. Yes. The gladiator hits just fine. 2 fans rolling both with advantage can't get above an 8. Okay, never mind. We are back once more to the support of the crowd. Can you gain it at this late
no.
hour? Your target is 11.
Whoa.
That's doable.
Finally, success.
Yes.
13.
Yeah, I got 14.
3 out of 4 is plenty. You do not have a penalty on your rolls this round.
Yeah.
Good.
Woo.
That brings us conveniently back straight to Malexire.
Now, how much healing does the paladin have left, or will you be able to heal yourself?
I don't think I've really got much capacity to heal myself at all.
That's fine. Okay. In that case, I'm going to burn another sorcery point. So that's me down to 2, which means that I can cast Cure Wounds using my final remaining 3rd level spell slot. So that's 3d8 plus 4 healing that you get.
3d8. Right.
Mm-hmm.
12 total.
Good.
Much appreciated.
No worries. And I'll use the sorcery point to cast Firebolt at our gladiator again as a bonus action. Now that he's distracted and hopefully somewhat more damaged. So hang on. So that was a 12 for the attack roll. Does that miss?
Your firebolt strikes the canvas, scorching it slightly.
Mhm. That's fine.
I think that might be all you've got.
I think it is.
Arya?
Well, I don't have a fan in front of me anymore.
Hooray.
So let's go back to shooting the big one, shall we?
Mm-hmm. Your hunter's mark is still in effect.
A 12 isn't going to hit.
A 12 will not hit.
So let's try again. My dice either love me or hate me. There is never an in-between.
Oh no.
11.
For shame. Your arrows fly wild.
Oh well.
Silic.
Okay. Silic's going to rush over to Jack and lay hands. And how much do you need? Because I've got 25 that I can give you.
I've got 7 at the moment.
I'll give you what you need to get to the top. So tell me the number and I will take that out of my pool.
I don't know. I'm quite happy to take whatever you can give me.
Well, 25 maximum. So do you need 25? It's all yours if you
20
need it.
25 will not take her in above her maximum.
Yeah, my maximum's 38.
Well, but it's all yours.
Okay. Okay.
Enjoy.
So that brings me up to 32. Thank you.
And that's your action in its entirety, I think, Silic.
Mm-hmm.
Jack.
Much obliged, Mr. Zurich, sir.
I would never let
myself
the
off.
smallest but most powerful member of our team fall.
I wouldn't say I'm the most powerful, but I do my bit. I do my best.
Those daggers strike true, and we shall see them strike again. And they're kind of huddled down together.
Thanks. I might stay out of the fighting though for a little bit. He kind of threw me for a loop there, so I'm gonna take out my short bow and try and hit him with my short bow instead.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
It's a good shot. Your arrow is true.
So
Unfortunately, nobody is close enough for you to get sneak attack on him.
no, but that's fine. That's a 4 damage.
Did you add your extra d6 for your natural 20?
Oh no, I did not. Sorry. So that's 6 plus 4. So 10.
10 damage it is. Your arrow catches him high in the neck. That looks a very uncomfortable place to be shot with an arrow. Where is your second arrow going to catch him?
Oh, let's try it. I don't have to. I have to roll to hit. Yes.
Yes.
That's 19. That's 19, and then 2d6. And there goes my dice.
One.
So
1d6.
1d6. Okay.
It's not a crit.
That's a 6. Yes.
Where would you like your second arrow to strike him?
In his eye. I want it in his eye.
Your arrow flies straight and true, sinking deep into his eye. He howls and rips it from him in a last act of defiance, utterly misguided, and crumples to the ground. The remaining fans in the arena back away from you and slowly slink from under the ropes, pretending they were never out of their seats. You've successfully defeated the gladiator of Rolock.
Right. Then I am going to run past, grab Jack, put him on my shoulders, and get on top of the gladiator. Start throwing fists in the air. Yes!
Yep.
Don't fling a gnome. Nobody flings a gnome.
Silic's just looking to the crowd, arms in the air, kind of near the rest of the guys, with the group, as it were.
Oh, it's brilliant.
There we go.
All I can hear is the crowd going, gnome, gnome, gnome.
They're still chanting Rolock, but they're also chanting for you.
Hooray.
That's an improvement.
Yep.
Is there anything of interest on the gladiator's body?
Yes. What can we take?
can we take anything without the crowd rushing us?
That's a
Yeah.
valid question.
Mm.
He has some reasonably standard fighting armor and a shield and a spear somewhere over yonder. Nothing else about him is interesting.
Okay.
It's not his only garb, but the other garb he has no immediately obvious value.
Okay, that's fair.
I'd like to present Silic with the shield, like, and try and like lift it over. Like, it's probably as big as I am. It's probably as big as I am, and I'm just like shuffling the shield towards.
So then kind of grabs it quite easily and picks it up and gives it an eye. Is there anything unique about it compared to his other shield?
Not particularly. It's got a bit of paint on it, somewhat battered at this point. Looks
Okay.
like it's freshly painted before a bout, but it doesn't appear to have any particular benefit over your standard shield.
Okay. I appreciate the thought, but nah, I'll stick to Old Faithful over here.
Ah, well then. I mean, I can't take it with me because he's a bit big to carry around, and he's not got anything else useful.
Well, the
Wizard, do you
victory
want
was
it?
enough. The victory will see us through. And so that kind of looks around, looking to see if there's something else going to happen in terms of like if the crowd's backing off and we're now kind of left in the ring with this gladiator. Is what's the air in the area around us like?
The crowd is still chanting. The lights start to dim.
Before they go off fully, I'll take a strip of cloth from the gladiator shirt and turn it into a hand wrap. Can be taking a wee trophy.
And the lights blink out. And that is where we leave it.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
Good stuff. Sweet victory.
Mm-hmm. Close, but
Very close.
It felt
closer
like a
for
battle
some of us,
attrition.
I'll admit. But
Hey, you're the caster that was in melee range.
you know, it
Put yourself
distracted him.
into melee range, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
As long as Jack got their daggers back.
Yes, I totally got my daggers back. After stabbing and climbing up his back, holding on for dear life. Oh, that was good.
Okay.
So, we'll lead out